Hey, what's up, guys? It's Celeb, and I'm finally here to share my impressions of the Mortal Kombat 1 stress test. Mortal Kombat 1 stress test has come and gone, and man, I sure was sad to see it go, because, dude, what a hell of a time it was to play this game. So if you don't know, Mortal Kombat 1 is a soft reboot of the Mortal Kombat series, technically. It's a continuation from Mortal Kombat 11 after the series, after the series of events during Mortal Kombat 11. The Fire God Liu Kang has completely reset the timelines, and we're going all the way back to the beginning, baby. I'm talking about the very first Mortal Kombat tournament. We're going to see young Raiden. We're going to see young Shang Tsung. We're going to see the return of some of the franchise's biggest names out there, and I cannot wait to play this story. But we didn't get to play the story this time. We got to play some of the online gameplay and also play the classic tower mode. So that's really what I'm going to be talking about. The classic tower mode is a return to form, man. The tower mode in Mortal Kombat 11 was great, but it was a lot. It was a lot. There was all these different towers. Where this is, I'm talking about like full-on classic. Even feels like perfect classic Mortal Kombat 9 towers. Everything is back in that classic feel. You just go to classic tower modes, you play, you're going to get, I'm sure, hopefully in the full version of the game, you're going to get these little sub-stories about somebody winning the Mortal Kombat tournament and so on and so forth. But it is a return to form, and that's what this game is. It's not just a continuation of a story from the last game. It is a return to the classic style of Mortal Kombat. So, like, for instance, there's no more variations of characters, which I think personally, though I loved the variations and I thought it was a really cool aspect for online, without the variations, you can literally use all the special moves for that one particular character instead of having to break it apart into different variations or customize your variations to where, like, okay, if I'm playing this guy, me and my wife were playing couch co-op, and I wanted to make sure to use, this freeze special from Sub-Zero that I really liked just to rub it in her face. I would have to choose a certain variation. With this, you don't have to do that at all, which is a great thing. Something else, too, is that the combat itself and gameplay itself seems like it's slowed down, which is a good thing. One thing that I will say about a lot of fighters out there is that they're all over the place. So I love Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. I love fighting games like Dragon Ball Z Fighters. I thought Fighters was a great game. But playing it online, man, you run into some of these people online, and it is all, and I'm serious when I say all over the place. Like, some of these people, they do combos back and forth, left and right. There's so much shit going on the screen. As an old man, I'm sitting here like, what the hell is going on? And before I know it, I'm dead. I get beat. I have to move on to something else. I get a loss. So with the slowdown of gameplay, I feel like the game just feels better. It doesn't feel as all up in your face like the last bit. You get a little bit more time to kind of concentrate on your decisions. That's one thing that I loved about Street Fighter 6 recently, is that it's not so super fast paced and stuff. You can still kind of make decisions as you're going and think about the decisions that you're making without overthinking your decisions and losing really quickly because the person you're playing against is moving so fast you can't even see what the hell is going on. It is a really great thing that they have slowed down the gameplay of this game. I will say that 100%. One thing, too, that I want to talk about is the Cameo fighting system that they have in the game. The Cameo fighting system is very different. So as you play the game, you have your main roster characters, and then you could select like a secondary character for the game, or for your backup, basically. And what's great about it is that some of these characters will not be playable in the game. So there are going to be some that you can use, like Sub-Zero and Scorpion. But at this point in time, I know that the main characters that will be confirmed, or that have been officially confirmed, There is a total of 25 characters. There is a total of Johnny Cage, Kenshi, Katana, Kung Lao, Fire God Liu Kang, Mileena, Raiden, Scorpion, Shang Tsung, and Sub-Zero. Those are the characters that have been officially confirmed as of now. In Mortal Kombat 11, at the end, there was a total of 37 characters to choose from. So cameo characters that have been confirmed are Goro, Kano, Kung Lao, Jax, Scorpion, Sonya Blade, Striker, and Sub-Zero. So, though you will be able to play as Scorpion and Sub-Zero in the main game, and also use them as cameo characters, at this point in time, there is no confirmation if Kano and like Kung Lao and Sonya Blade and Striker, if they're going to be able to be used in the main roster. So the good thing about this is that you team up with these characters and they can help you with unique combos. They help you during your fatal blows. They help you with your fatalities, and they can also be used with like defense. So there was multitudes of times that I was playing online during this stress test that I used my cameo character right at the perfect moment, and it really helped my defense by breaking it or breaking the defense. And also another thing that I thought was cool is that it's like a team up with your fatal blow. So once you're doing your fatal blow, you actually team up with your cameo fighter and take down your other opponent or your opponent. As well as having the ability of doing your fatalities, which are as brutal as ever for your main character, or you could do your cameo fatalities, which was like Kano, he would walk up and rip someone's heart out, or Jax, it was the classic Jax fatality to where he grows really big and then smushes somebody, or even Sonya Blade, it was her classic fatality to where she blew a kiss and then they just melted into nothingness. So I thought that was a really cool thing. It was like I said, I'm probably going to say it another 7 times, a return to form of classic Mortal Kombat gameplay that a lot of fans didn't know we needed, but now that we see it, we need it now. So it is a really, really cool fighting system that I think is going to be a make or break type of fighting system. There's going to be some times that you're playing online and you're going to use these cameo fighters, and they are literally going to be those type. It's going to be that system that's going to save you in like a last minute effort of trying to win a match, which is always really cool. But the roster that we got to play with in this, of course, was Fire God Liu Kang, Katana, Kenshi, and of course the one and only Sub-Zero. And all of these characters are really cool. Now, I will say with the slowdown of gameplay, I didn't have the best time playing as Katana. I felt that playing as Katana, it was not just slow with the gameplay, but it felt, I don't know, man. I just couldn't use her as a character as good as I could using somebody that had a really smooth, fast-paced fighting style like Fire God Liu Kang, or using somebody like Kenshi that uses his katana and uses his spirit special abilities, or even using Sub-Zero, because Sub-Zero he's a character that you've been playing with since the beginning. Katana in the original, it was like, hey, I can throw these blades at you, I could jump and kick you, I can kind of jump, push up and down and flip over there next to you. But I don't know, she just felt a little off in the game to me. It felt like she was a little too slow, and it felt like some of her moves were somewhat limited compared to the other players you were able to play with. Now, that's just my opinion. We are called Second Opinion for a reason. But something that I really want to focus on is the graphical presentation of this game. It is utterly beautiful. So in the stress test, we were able to play in a total of 2 locations. We were able to play in the Tea House and in Cage Mansion. And man, dude, I'm just overblown by how NetherRealm Studios has continuously upgraded the series over and over and over and over again, and it just keeps getting better, bro. We've seen glimpses of what the possibilities could be for the next Mortal Kombat when games like Injustice come out. But bro, this game is stellar. I'm talking about the level design is perfect, especially at Cage Mansion, dude. Like, the tea house was really, really cool, but seeing Cage Mansion and seeing the lights bounce off of the water, seeing all this other stuff going on, like while we're playing and stuff, it just, man, it felt fantastic, dude. Now, I don't know about a lot of you guys, if that's really a big focus for you whenever it comes down to certain games, if it's graphics or if it's music or if it's gameplay, but I want an overall experience that's just wrapped. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go and get a burger and eat it and then find out afterwards that the patty was missing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you what Mortal Kombat is. Mortal Kombat is a triple meat, triple cheese, fully deluxe burger. Mortal Kombat 1 is 100% like the epitome of the best burger that you've ever eaten in your life. Because I'm going to tell you, each game that I played, each classic tower that I played, any versus modes that I played, at the end of it, it didn't matter if I was winning or if I was losing. I was just satisfied, dude. The overall presentation was such a smooth transition. The smallest details were fantastic. Like at Cage Mansion, you could see outside of the window the leaves are just moving around as you're moving through this level. The water of the pool is moving, and depending on what you do as a special move, the floaties will kind of bounce around. But then the characters, while they're playing in these levels, just look so utterly ridiculous. It is crazy. And I think the reason in my perspective, it looks better is because there is somewhat of a slowdown from what we have seen previously. Now, depending on the character that you choose, Fire God Liu Kang can be, I think, a character that is overly used to just spam the hell out of moves against somebody. But what I'm trying to get across is this presentation for Mortal Kombat 1 is seamless. It is something of the cinematic nature. And I really honestly don't understand how NetherRealm Studios is constantly doing this, man. And I try as hard as possible not to really focus heavily on small things, but it's just my brain. It's the way I work. I got ADHD and dyslexia. There's a lot of times that I'll look at this little stuff, but I'm talking about like these small details, like at the tea house. There's times that like while you're playing, my ADHD kind of comes in play, and I see like the lanterns have little small flies flying around them. The fan is in the background is like going real slow. The details of the fact that you're at the front of this level playing, and you can see the small details of like a ice machine in the back as the light kind of flickers on the ice machine. That is, in my mindset, that is what makes Mortal Kombat great. It's because there's not a single time that NetherRealm Studios has not put all of their heart and soul into their games. And I could see just from this stress test that this is possibly going to somehow make itself known as the best Mortal Kombat to come out in years. And I said that when I reviewed Mortal Kombat 11. Mortal Kombat 11 was the best Mortal Kombat to come out in years, and somehow they made this shit even better. How are you doing this? I don't understand. What kind of magic is NetherRealm Studios using to create these games? I don't know. But I will say this. It's really cool in the Cameo system to be able to use the fatal blows, to be able to do these awesome fatalities that are returned to the Mortal Kombat 1 series or Mortal Kombat 2, having these classic fatalities of like Jax blowing himself up and squishing somebody, or having Katana use her blades and just shred somebody right in front of you. But then even having these new fatalities too, like we see Sub-Zero being able to just cut someone in half and get this giant ice blade and slice it into the middle of someone's head. And it's nuts to have a game that can be so beautiful and so grotesque at the same time. And the grotesqueness just adds to the beauty, man. I will say this. Now, something that I did learn yesterday that I did not realize while I was playing this game, what was great about Mortal Kombat 1, the stress test, as well as we got a little bit of a preview of some of the soundtrack that is coming to this game. And oh my God, did I find out something really big. Casey Edwards is doing the composing of Mortal Kombat 1. Casey Edwards is a genius, mastermind whenever it comes down to music. And I really do mean that. Listen, a lot of you may not know this, but I love video games, of course. But my son, his name is Dante. And it's not just because of video games. I will say, it's not just because of video games, but it's also mainly because of video games. So I was a huge fan of Dante's Inferno whenever I was growing up. It was a poem that it was a book, and that I've read a million a time, about a man that goes through the depths, every layer of hell to get his love back. And I just thought that was such a beautiful story. But then I fell in love with Devil May Cry. And this was after me reading Dante's Inferno. And the fact that he's named Dante and all this, I was like, man, boom, it's got to happen. I got to name my son Dante. But Devil May Cry 5 was great. A great game. But one of the best things about it was the music. The music of Devil May Cry 5 was something that was just unfreaking believable. And to find out that Casey Edwards has now contributed to the latest Mortal Kombat is just blowing my mind. I can't wait to hear more of this. And now he wasn't from what it says on his Twitter, he wasn't just the main composer. It says, this is alongside a small team of very talented composers. I can't wait for you all to see/hear more. Mortal Kombat have had a few public beta tests, and you can hear my music during the Cage Mansion map. So I'm just going to tell you guys, it's just getting better and better. And I don't really honestly see how. Now, a lot of you may probably feel that this is more like a fan freak out rant, but it is. I've been a fan of Mortal Kombat since, the 1990s. I remember playing Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate on my Super Nintendo when it first came out and thinking, holy crap, this is the best game I've ever played. It was such an amazing experience. And seeing the series come along as it has over these last, 20 years, 30 years, Jesus Christ, over the last 30 years of me playing this game. I've been playing Mortal Kombat for 30 years, and it has consistently gotten better. And I've got to give a huge shout out to Ed Boon, huge shout out to NetherRealm, huge shout out to Warner Brothers Games for pushing this game series to what it is now. I'm going to tell you guys, this Mortal Kombat is going to be something to really push the series into something more than it ever has been before. Mortal Kombat 11 was great because it did have that time travel. It had a total of 37 something characters at the end of the pass, or the fighter pass and stuff. We had a ton of different characters that we could play with by the end of that game's life cycle. But the fact that they improved things even more with Mortal Kombat 1 by taking things back to the classic style of Mortal Kombat is just nuts. And these people in NetherRealms, listen, you're all a bunch of psychopaths, and I love you for it as much as I could ever love any game dev. So this is my kind of gamer fanboy rant about this game. The gameplay is smooth, the graphics are amazing, and you should definitely make sure to check this game out whenever it releases this September. Please make sure to head back here soon. Hopefully we're going to be able to eventually check this game out again before release. In the next coming weeks, I'm going to have some videos talking about characters that I want to see in Mortal Kombat 1 as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.